it's Jenny here, and today I have quite a lovely Barnes & Noble haul for you today. So, I went to Barnes & Noble like 4 hours ago. We were at this super fancy dinner. It was a retirement party for my aunt, and oh my gosh, it was so fancy. It was like, this place was like 7 stories in the air, and it was super scary because I have a fear of heights. It was like completely glass. It was like, oh my gosh. It was intimidating because I'm so not a classy person. But, yeah, so I had a coupon, so I went to Barnes & Noble. My dad told me I could get a few things because, you know, I have a membership and then I had a really good coupon. And since he brought my brother some, like, headphones, he said, okay, to be fair, like, if you want to get something, you can. I'm like, okay, can we go to Barnes & Noble? He's like, yeah, that's fine. And so he got me some books, and then I bought myself a book because I discovered that Barnes & Noble has a bargain book section. And no, I'm not just talking like the cheap books that are like naturally cheap. I'm talking like a bargain book section, like a book outlet, but in physical stores. And I found a book that I saw this on Books and Lala's channel, and she just got this sent to her by Tor. And I screenshotted it. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so good. And then I found it on the shelf for $7, which it only ended up being like $5 because of my membership. But I also picked up a sampler. It's called I Have Lost My Way by Gail Foreman. It's about 3 different people who lose different things, and they're trying to find their way together. So Freya lost her voice, Heron lost his love, and Nathaniel lost his home. Can they find their way together? So, yeah, just a little chapter sampler. This comes out on March 27th of 2018, and this sampler is about almost 60 pages long. So, yeah, I love the cover. It's got, like, these pastel footprints. But, yes, the book that I bought myself happens to be Dead Men Walking by Sherilyn Kenyon, and this is literally about demon battling pirates. Take a minute. And can we just appreciate this glossy ombre effect cover? And that's not all. End pages are pirate maps. What? And then, that's not all. Look at this. What? This book is just so pretty. So actually, let's see how much I actually spent on this. Yeah, $5.91. Oh, this was only $6.98. And I got $1.40 off. But, I'm just gonna read you the full synopsis because why not? Dead men tell their tales. To catch evil takes evil. Enter Devil Bane, an ancient warlord who has absolutely no love of humanity. Yet to return to the human realm as one of the most notorious pirates in the Spanish Main, for the sake of vengeance, he makes a bitter bargain with Thorn, an immortal hell chaser, charged with battling the worst monsters of ancient gods ever released into our world. Monsters and demons. Bane himself once commanded against Thorn and the humans. For aeons, those demons have been locked behind enchanted gates which are starting to buckle. Now, Bane, with the vicious crew of dead men at his command, is humanity's last hope to restore the gates to return the damned to their eternal prisons. But things are never so simple, and one of his biggest vexations, aside from keeping his crew from killing one another before they have a chance to save humanity, is the very ship he sails upon. For Mara, the Sea Witch, isn't just a vessel, but she's also a woman born of the ancient race Bane helped to destroy, and sister to the possessed creature who was one of the worst of those trying to break through to claim his soul and retake the world. Mara's innate hatred of him makes the very fires of hell look like a sauna, not that he blames her. Centuries of war and betrayal divide them, but if Mara can't find the humanity inside the devil, and the devil can't teach Mara to embrace her darker side, for the good of the crew and the world, the two of them will go down in flames and take us all with them. And this is a historical fantasy, and I just think it's so cool. I literally just saw this on Books and Lala's channel, and I remember screenshotting it, and I watched that yesterday. And I think, judging by the original price, this might be an adult fantasy. because, you know, authors usually have their pictures in the back like this for an adult, and then the price is $28, and that's usually the price. But yeah, so I got the sampler in that, and then the books that my dad got me. So I'm just gonna show you. So the first thing that this is what I absolutely wanted for. Like, I was not leaving the store without this, and that's The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. I am so happy to finally have this book in my hands. But I'm literally just so happy to have this in my hands. A lot of good authors blurbed this. But okay, this, I will read you the synopsis for this as well, but I'm in love with this cover. Oh my god, the end pages too. It's got a really boring, like, cover though, like without its jacket. It's just great. But okay, here's the synopsis. 17-year-old Alice Proserpine and her mother, Proserpine, not Prosperin. Proserpine and her mother have spent most of Alice's life on the road, always step ahead of the uncanny bad luck biting at their heels. But when Alice's grandmother, the reclusive author of a book of pitch dark fairy tales, dies alone in her estate, the Hazelwood, Alice learns how bad her luck can really get. Her mother is stolen away by a figure who claims to come from the cruel supernatural world where her grandma's stories are set. Alice's only lead is the message her mother left behind. Stay away from the Hazelwood. Alice has long steered clear of her grandmother's cultish fan, but now she has no choice but to ally with her classmate and fairy tale superfan, Ellery Finch, who may have his own reasons for wanting to help her. To find her mother, Alice must venture first to the Hazelwood, and then into the world where her grandmother's tales begin, and where she might discover why her own story went so wrong. And I'm pretty sure this is a twist on the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, but I'm not sure. All I know is that I have heard very, very, very good things about this, and this book is just so pretty. I couldn't pass it up. Like, where's my receipt? Like, that's my coupon. Like, yeah, do I regret spending $14 on a book that I could probably find for cheaper? A little bit, but you know, it's okay. It'll be okay. So yeah, I got the Hazelwood, and I'm so happy to finally have this book. The second book I got that I was just really, really determined to get, like, I just got into the mood for this book. We've been talking so much about the gun violence going on, and I'm like, you know what? I need this book in my hands, and that is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I can't wait to read this book, and this is a big book. This is like 450 pager, I bet. Yes, 450 pages. But yeah. I will read the synopsis, but essentially this is about a girl who is speaking out against police brutality after her best friend, who is black, was shot by a police officer while he was unarmed. So there's that. But the synopsis is, 16-year-old Star Carter moves between two worlds, the poor black neighborhood where she lives and the fancy suburban prep school she attends. The uneasy balance between these worlds is shattered when Star witnesses the fatal shooting of her childhood best friend Khalil at the hands of a police officer. Khalil was unarmed. Soon afterward, Khalil's death is a national headline. Some are calling him a thug, maybe even a drug dealer and a gangbanger. Star's best friend at school suggests he may have had it coming. When it becomes clear the police have little interest in investigating the incident, protesters take to the streets and Star's neighborhood becomes a war zone. What everyone wants to know is what really went down that night, and the only person alive who can answer that is Star. But what Star does or does not say could destroy her community. It could also endanger her life. And I can't wait to read this book. Everybody loves it. They say it's like so good and super heartbreaking. And I'm just so excited to get to this. I am so excited to get to this. So the last book is actually a really funny story. So I went in there with all of the intentions of buying The Hate You Give, Hazelwood, and Wonder Woman Warbringer. Only problem was, I saw this book and I had no intentions of getting this book. But then I saw this one behind the cover that is supposed to be on the shelf. And I went to all the places this book was advertised in the store, and I discovered that this was the only copy that was different from the rest. And I'm like, well, what the heck? This is a limited edition copy. That means I have to get it because I'm never going to find it again. So I ended up buying The Cruel Prince by Holly Black just because of the cover. Whoops. Yeah. I really did have no intention of buying this book because I knew it was probably going to be on Book Outlet. But there were like 4 different spots this book was advertised in Barnes & Noble. And I went to every single one. And all of them were white. And I'm like, why is this one black? And I'm like, there are no other black ones in this store. And I saw Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. And I said, hey, do you have any more of these in the back? And she said, no, that is our last copy. So I'm like, oh, thank you. And so I ended up with Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Yeah. I felt kind of bad, though, because Leigh Bardugo blurbed this. And, you know, it kind of, like, I had her book in my hand, and then I saw that she blurbed it, and I put her book down and bought this one instead. But, you know, I'm probably just gonna get Wonder Woman Warbringer for my birthday or something. I don't know, but I will get that book eventually, I swear. It's gonna happen. But, everybody has a Cruel Prince, but I have never seen this cover so far. I'm sure some of you probably have it, but I have never seen this cover of this book before. I've seen the Owl Crate exclusive, I've seen the original cover, I've seen another different book box cover. I think it was like Fairy Loot. Yeah, it was Fairy Loot. But this one I have never seen, and I adore it. But I'll read the synopsis is, guard your mortal heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, despite her mortality. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a palace at the court, she must defy him and face the consequences. As Jude becomes more deeply embroiled in palace intrigues and deceptions, she discovers her own capacity for trickery and bloodshed. But as betrayal threatens to drown the courts of Fairy in violence, Jude will need to risk her life in a dangerous alliance to save her sisters and Fairy itself. And this is supposed to be a trilogy. I have to show you guys. The end pages are boring. But look at this. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Oh my god, it's beautiful. See, yeah, this is like a reverse copy of the original because the original is white with a black cover, like a black underneath. And yeah, that's what I mean. And I'm like, okay, this is the only copy. That means I kind of feel obligated to have to get this book now. So I got it. I'm like, yeah, there's copies of Wonder Woman Warbringer everywhere, and they're all the same. So, oh my god, my nails match this. So yeah, that's how I ended up with Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And that's the end of this haul. I ended up with 4 1/4 new books. Yes, so I ended up with The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert, and Dead Men Walking by Sherilyn Kenyon, as well as the sampler for I Have Lost My Way by Gail Foreman. Yay! And I'm going to be ordering off of Book Outlet later, hopefully. I have to talk to my dad about it, because he told me I could order for my 1 year in BookTube haul, and I have money to pay him back for that. So, well, I'm going to chip in. I'm going to give him as much money as I possibly have. And I already have my cart for that, so I can just order quickly. But it's like taking all my willpower not to pick up one of these books yet. Because, like, I really want to pick up one, but I also have my 3 that I'm reading right now. So it's like, oh, better not. But, oh my god. New books. Oh my god, they're so pretty. These are, like, brand new books. I still think it's a miracle that I got 5 brand new hardcovers at Barnes & Noble for only $45. Like, normally, if I were to go get 4 hardcovers from Barnes & Noble brand new, normally, it would have been like $60, but I don't know how, but I snagged such a good deal on these books. Like, I want to calculate this out. Like, I want to know how much money I saved. This one was supposed to be $28. Here, let's just round these up. The most I would have paid, 30, 20, 50, 70, 80, yeah. I literally saved like $50 on these books because if I hadn't paid full price, it would have been, if I paid full price, it would have been like $90. So somehow I got a really good steal on these books. And I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah, I had no idea that Barnes & Noble had a bargain book section that, like, these brand new books that were just overstocked were so cheap. I saw brand new Twilight books for $5 in hardcover, and I'm like, and I saw so many good books, I'm like, oh my god, I'm having difficulties here. But yeah, that concludes my Barnes & Noble haul. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe, and comment down below if you have any recently bought books, or if you recently got any of these books, or even if you recently read any of these books, and if you want to give me your input on them. But yes, thank you guys for watching.